GHOne TV, your best experience.
They say love is many things, but never deceitful. How consequential is lies to any relationship, especially marriage? Does it have far-reaching consequences to the extent of divorce? Tonight on Life Tales, we discuss matrimonial deceit. Are some lies justifiable? At what point is it justifiable for a partner to say, I need to tell a lie to save my relationship or my face? This show is proudly sponsored by Peck Biscuits. My guests tonight, I'll let you in on who they are shortly. My name is Lily Mohammed. Let's listen to this letter sent in from one of our viewers, and then we can delve deeper into the conversation.
Dear Tales, I have done something very wrong and I dread talking to anyone because I feel I will be judged and resented. It's some few months to my 10th wedding anniversary and my husband has decided we go to the altar again to renew our vows. Say that within these 10 years of marriage, I feel I have been loved and blessed as a wife because my husband has been good to our child and I, or should I say my child. Tales. The thing is that our 7-year-old son is not the biological son of my husband and he doesn't know. For 3 years, we waited and tried but still couldn't birth a child. I one time went out on a vacation with my girls for the weekend and on one of the nights when we were drunk, I ended up having sex with one of the male friends of my girls whom I befriended. I realized a month later that I was pregnant. Tales. I felt horrible for the act but didn't want to tell my husband immediately because I wasn't quite sure whose it was. However, when my son was 3, I gathered the courage to do a DNA test and realized he wasn't for my husband, even though the original father doesn't know our act that night resulted in a child. Honestly, Tales, it's been hard to live this lie, but some way I've been able to get over it. However, going back to the altar to renew our vows as a couple without my husband knowing the true paternity of our son is what bothers me. Tales, what should I do? Because it's really not easy to just go ahead and drop this news on him. I also feel very guilty even more when I go to church and pray sometimes. Please help me. I certainly do not want my marriage to end, nor hurt my husband's feelings.
Interesting. This is Life Tales, proudly brought to you by Peck Biscuits. Peck says, it is back again with more milky, more tastier, and 2 extra biscuits in every pack that you buy. For all your great moment, Peck has got you covered. Get your 16% extra promo pack in any shop near you for those pecky moments. So grab a pack of Peck biscuits for that pecky moment. My guest tonight, I have Dr. Isaac Arthur Newman Arthur. Okay, I don't know why I have to change any. Newman Arthur. He's a medical doctor and a clinical psychologist. Apostle Theophilus Jeffrey is the relationship and marriage counselor. And Miss Truno, she's a lifestyle, relationship, sex, and motivational speaker. I wonder what a sex speaker is. My name is Lily Mohammed. Good evening to you, lady and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good to have you.
Good to be here.
Let me start from you, Apostle. What's your take on this letter?
Well, I want to start by sympathizing with the lady because I'm here to lash her. So let me start by sympathizing. I could imagine the emotional trauma she could be in by now.
Absolutely.
Right now, she's emotionally unhygienic. If the letter is true and she's being real to the letter she sent. She's emotionally on high because the heaviest burden you can carry is emotional burden. It weighs you down. It makes you jitter, you awfulize. You won't be stable in decision making. In fact, if she's not careful, it's going to affect even her mood at work, her effectiveness, her productivity. So her emotional sanity now will be at stake. Number two, it looks to me as if maybe there was a setup initially with her friends. A question could be because the guys, the one who slept with her, wasn't her friend. She said was a male friend to some of her friends. So how come, what happened? They got drunk. My question would be, but she said that whilst they were in the relationship or in the marriage, the husband has been good to her. The husband is okay, loving and powerful. So what is a married woman doing out in with her girls without a husband? Obviously, going out there, I think she felt she became vulnerable, I should say. And then number two, I feel that she failed the test of the first deception called self-deception. Because I believe that when she got there, she believed that she won't be the individual who will fall for anybody else. She believes that self-confidence in herself. Secondly, she may have a loose guard or the boundaries around her life or kind of stuff. She got loosed. But I want to fast track to the end of the letter. She said that she's afraid of losing her marriage. And then number two, she's afraid of hurting the husband. I want to say to her that at this level, 10 years, afraid of losing the marriage is a possibility. Because nothing just happened. Marriages that are breaking today don't just get out of the mood and then they just get dissolved. The question we should be asking should be that, is there going to be a dissolution or a divorcee? Because if even before the final pronouncement, the husband and wife, before the altar, we still ask the people, is there any lawful impediment why the two of you should not be joined together in holy matrimony? Which means that even at the wedding ground, that final day, we still believe that there could be some lawful impediment that could hinder the two of you from coming together. Now, you having an affair, a child, 3 years, she was in a dilemma, wasn't sure, so she was nurturing the seed. Then 4 years, she nurtured it very well. Obviously, she shouldn't be afraid of losing the marriage because it's a possibility. She should face it because it may happen. I don't know what kind of a man that may just hear such a stuff, validate it,
and say
and just
it's
say, okay, it's possible.
But love conquers everything.
Powerful. So the only one who will forgive her will be somebody who really, truly love her and who want to just forgo. So number one, being afraid that the marriage is going to dissolve is a possibility. It can't dissolve. She should be ready for it. Number two, afraid that will hurt my husband's feeling. No. Even normal affairs, people get hurt. Normal affairs, people have
even in relationship.
How much more this? The man will be hurt. So being afraid that she will hurt the man, she has already hurt the man from the very first day. Secondly, she has, how do I put it? She had.
Don't worry, you put your thoughts together. Let me take the thoughts of others and then we can expand more on the conversation. Doc, let me come to you before I come to my lady.
I thought you were going
No. I mean, I can pick a random. Let me come to you. What was the first reaction when you had the letter?
Personally, I always want to find out why. You know, the why people do things is more important than what they did.
Absolutely.
Because usually people's behaviors are only a symptom of bigger problems. It may even have started childhood. So you realize that even psychologists would always go back and evaluate the person's growth to see why they take certain future decisions. Because adults are a reflection of their childhood. You know, so usually when people hear stories, we are all, you know, it's more of an emotional response at the beginning. So personally, that is what I was thinking about, you know, why this, what are her fears, when those fears begin. Because when people are not able to face situations, it's most likely a reflection of their own past failures. You know, so those situations are only a reflection of their own inadequacies. Because when you find people who are very confident in themselves, they may have had some experiences in the past that has helped them develop that.
Yeah.
So we always have to look beyond the behavior. For example, you may have someone who is addicted to drugs, and if you just look at the drug addiction, you will miss a big aspect of their lives to find out why are they hooked on drugs. So behaviors are always a symptom of what you call bigger unresolved internal conflicts. So if I had the opportunity to speak to the woman, my first question is to find out why, and find out when did all these things start. If we begin from there, then we'll be able to have a better perspective.
But could it not be as a result of alcohol? She was drunk, so she didn't know what.
So I think the alcohol came up to explain why what happened. But her response to what happened, I think, is where the problem is. And that response may be based on many other things. And especially, I think that there are maybe two things, let me mention. When people are unable to be honest about their actions to whoever they are in a certain relationship with, it may be two things. One, their own inability to deal with their own internal conflicts. And two, the anxiety of the outcome. Right? If whatever the outcome is may be unpleasant, or they may not have control over the outcome, they may actually put up a certain deceptive front. Then the third one also has to do with the response of the person whenever there is a discussion. If, for example, you're in a relationship with someone and something happens, and anytime you discuss, there is a certain response that allows conversation and resolution of that conflict, it will be easier to always have that kind of discussion. A lot of people put a defense because they have actually had some conversations in the past, and the response all the time was negative. And it may be based on not major things, but minor things. For example, something comes up at home, and you have maybe something minor comes up at home. And anytime a conversation comes, the response of the other is overboard, too emotional, too about it. Then couples begin to build a certain resistance to conversations because of the responses they get all the time. So even if they wanted to be honest about the situation, they are always thinking about the other person's response, and they better keep quiet. It's like some people will even say that let sleeping dogs lie, that kind of thing. It doesn't justify the fact that you didn't have that conversation. But I'm only trying to say that there are various reasons why people may withhold certain information because of, one, their own unresolved internal conflict based on their past. Two, anxiety about the outcome. The outcome may be unpleasant, or their own inability to have control over the outcome. And also sometimes the response of the other person whenever issues come up. All these three things can be a barrier to a certain conversation. Yes.
Mr. Juno, let me hear your take on this.
For me, the way I think, my mindset is totally different. I see marriages and relationships like the monogamy thing as a social construct. I feel like naturally we were not born to actually do the one-on-one thing. So society has constructed it that way. You do the one-on-one. So you're with one person, you commit to the person, you sign all the documents, and so even if you are not mentally ready or able to either make your partner happy or do things just to keep the relationship going, you still have to, because you have committed yourself. And having said that, for me, I know that peace of mind is everything. I don't believe having success is about the material things. I believe it's peace of mind. And so whoever it is that you're with, your peace of mind should always be paramount. But usually this relationships and marriages thing doesn't really allow people to have complete peace of mind, because you are attached to somebody, so you have expectations. It could be unreasonable or whatever. And so when your expectations are not met, then you start having disappointments. And then the other external influences like family, friends, and everything. And they are the ones, some of them might even push you into that marriage because you're getting old. Your friends are getting married. And then as soon as you start on that tangent, they'll start planning for you. When I get you married, you get married. When are you having kids? When are you having kids? So if it's not coming, mentally already you're messed up. Where are the kids come? So you could see that that's what already she was going through. You see? So I'm sure in the beginning when she found out that she was pregnant, maybe I'm sure she was happy, of course, finally. Maybe now I feel like a woman. You know, people are going to now, you know, respect me and everything. And then she realizes that it wasn't the case. I'm thinking that human beings, we are not what we are always asked to do, because we can make mistakes, we can disappoint people, because we are humans. We are not, how do you call it? We cannot always reject, how do you call it? We cannot always be good, so to speak. So we will make mistakes and things like that. So when she found herself there, as long as you are in a relationship committed to somebody, you have to be transparent. Some people always say, oh, is everything you tell your partner, don't leave. And then you're holding on to somebody as if they're the very air you breathe. People have to be free.
Is it important to tell your partner everything?
That is what I believe. As long as you are doing a one-on-one with somebody, if you're not ready, then don't get into it, because you might think
in a relationship too.
Either who says one is more important than the other? Your feelings are at stake. Your feelings are involved, and I don't like when people try to differentiate. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Your feelings, unless your feelings are not real. Do you understand? So if you cannot do it, then don't be in there, because little things that you may keep thinking that they are little things will come and bite you one day.
You know that people tell their significant others, they are all in all, their secrets, everything about them. And years on, they are judged by those
That's
things.
what I just said from beginning, that relationships and things are a social construct. It's difficult. Normally, you're not supposed to be that way, but it's been like that. So when it's like that, then you have to be ready. You have to be ready for that, because these are the things that will come up. Because you're telling someone something, you can't expect that that person will be able to handle everything, but you have to, because if you don't also say those things, and one day it comes to bite you one day, how about that? And everything that you built will just come crashing, because whether we like it or not, we are in a physical, you know, selves. So anything that you do, you're definitely going to have a physical reaction. That's how I see it. So you have to be able to tell your partner everything. So yeah, that's what I believe.
Doc, she's going to celebrate 10 years with her husband. Looking at the magnitude of this secret she's kept all these years, should she immediately reveal it to the husband, or should she go through somebody? How will she say to the husband? Because eventually it will hurt the man, and probably divorce may set in. Psychologically.
Yes. So I think that people should seek help when they are going to take major decisions. Right? You should be able to seek help so that you realize that you have a better perspective to the outcomes, and you're ready for it. And that is where the problem is. A lot of people don't seek help, and they go ahead and take major decisions. Major decisions are major, and sometimes you need professional help. And sometimes when you want to disclose certain information, it's best you discuss with someone who can advise, even the approach, when, how. You know, sometimes a third party who is more matured may have to lead that kind of discussion so that the outcome would solve a problem. And so it's always good. Before I forget, let me make this comment, a passing comment, that if you look at it carefully, 3 years into the marriage, there was no baby. Sex with another person, a baby came out, right? And usually babies that come after a struggle, they are precious kids. And people take decisions.
Miracle babies.
Miracle babies. So people take decisions around those kids, you know. And I want to make this comment to everybody who is watching me, that any time there is infertility, like couples are not giving birth, in our part of the environment, we push all the blame on the woman. The woman will do all kinds of tests, do all kinds of procedures, and the man never comes to the hospital.
Sometimes the men even know that they have a problem, but they won't say.
So usually 1/3 of the problem is from the woman, 1/3 is from the man, 1/3 we don't know the cause, or it's from both of them. most of the infertility cases I've dealt with, the problem was with the men.
Wow.
And they never come to the hospital. They will subject the woman to all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the woman, even before the DNA test, maybe suspected that it's not even the husband. And after that child, no child came in for 7 years. So obviously the man has a problem.
What if the man has a problem?
No, the man maybe the man has a problem. Maybe you go do something.
Should the woman then go to, how would she even tell the husband that let's go and have a test?
So that is why they need help. And I want to tell couples that anytime there are problems like that, it's better the two of them seek some kind of, help, from a professional to be able to deal with that. So I think that 10th anniversary is coming. As much as possible, there can either be a renewal or a dissolution, right? And depending on how they approach the situation, it may even, start some kind of a trusting journey, out of, because it happened about 7 years ago. Okay, we talk about it in a way
but how easy is this? There's a child involved.
Yeah, so it's not easy. That is why you need some kind of assistance to be able to go about this. Because if you're not careful and you do it alone, you may do it in a way that will mess everything up. But the professional may be able to help. At the beginning, everything will be emotional because bad news is bad news. But the continual emotional response is dependent on how they evaluate the event. So when something happens to everybody, the first response is emotional, but the subsequent responses is based on how they process it. So, for example, you go to the exam, after exam results are released, you go to the board, you have an F. The immediate response is emotional, but the continual response, okay, I had an F, I'll write again, I'll move on. Or I had an F, hey, God, why have you done this to me? This one is unfair. You are going to get depressed or something. So when things happen to people, the immediate response is emotional, but the subsequent response is dependent on how they're evaluating the thing. So there will be some emotional, responses to it, but the outcome will be dependent on how both of them, resolve the issues.
Interesting. We'll take a quick break here. When we return, we'll look at how important is it to be truthful in any relationship. Stay with us. This is Lifestyles.
It's good to try something new every day. It's good to stay strong together. It's good when you get the rest you need because your family has got you. It's good to share nutritious meals cooked with Fritol, a vitamin A fortified oil. Whatever goodness means to you, Fritol stands with you. Fritol, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert is FDA approved.
Junior, let's play riddle.
Riddle.
What was milky but is now milkier?
Milkier.
And yet even more in the pack. And they're your favorites.
Peg biscuits.
More milkiness in every bite. And more biscuits in every pack. Pack biscuits. Pack up your day more. This advert is FDA approved.
There is an incredible energy in Africa, and it is an energy that is coming from its young people.
You are never too young to lead.
If I have a role to play, where do I start?
The Ghana Youth President is a show that seeks to select the best youth leader for the country.
What we did was to go across the country and carefully select young and smart people and placed them in what we call cabinets.
It's a milestone in leadership. Battle of ideas for aspiring young leaders.
One thing that's for sure is that after the show, we will find out who Ghana's youth president will be.
GHOne TV, your best experience.
you. It's good to share nutritious meals cooked with Fritol, a vitamin A fortified oil. Whatever goodness means to you, Fritol stands with you. Fritol, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert is FDA.
Forgive me. This is me having pecky moments and I'm caught off guard. But for all your pecky moments, grab a pack of Peck biscuits. Peck biscuits is available in any supermarket near you. Grab a pack and let's have some milky, tasty moments. Now, tonight we're discussing matrimonial deceit. A woman sent in a letter. She's 10 years into her marriage. She's going to celebrate her 10 years anniversary. They have a 7-year-old son. Unfortunately, the child does not belong to the husband. 3 years into their marriage, they had issues of not being able to conceive. She goes for a getaway with her friends. Unfortunately, she's drunk, has sex, and months later, she realizes she's pregnant. The pregnancy does not belong to the husband. Now it's been 10 years, 7 years. How does she go about it? That's what we're discussing tonight. Now, Counselor, how important is it to be truthful in any relationship? He's having pecky moments.
I tell you. You see, one of the basic foundations for any healthy, sustainable relationship is trust. Where there's no trust, the foundation is shaky.
Absolutely.
As a pastor, the Bible says that if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Now, if you don't want to create suspicion around your partner, you don't create a situation whereby your partner becomes so suspicious of every of your actions. You see, it's difficult to live with somebody you don't trust. Extremely difficult to depend on someone you don't trust. Extremely difficult to open up to someone you don't trust. Extremely difficult to even partner in a business with somebody you don't trust. So once there is no trust, partnership, commitment, friendship, solidity, agreement will be like a thing of the past. It won't hold. So trust is basic. I keep teaching people that you have to make sure that you don't jeopardize the trust equation for your partner. Don't put yourself in a situation where your partner now come to a point where he says, I can't trust you. Once your partner arrives at that junction that I can't trust you me, they see you as an enemy. They'll misjudge you. They'll be prejudiced against you. They may condemn you. In fact, nothing you say make meaning to them. She will tell them good morning. They may want to go out to see if it is morning before they respond to your good morning. Because trust becomes trust is like a glass of water. Once it falls, the glass breaks. It's difficult to get it back. So that is why I think I should agree with my sister later that tell people all what you need to tell them. But then I believe that disclosure is at a particular level of the relationship. I should be able to talk to you about a lot of stuff at a particular level of intimacy and trust. The more I trust you, the more I can open up. The more the trust keeps building up, the more I open up. Because anything not trusted, not tested, can be trusted. So therefore, some level of testing also there have to come because you need to be sure before you can trust. So trust is fundamental, it's basic. If it's not there, there's no future. If it's not there, you can't build. If you try to build, it will crack. And marriage is a marathonic journey. It's not like a 100-meter race that you just run, woo, then you are gone. No, it's a lifetime of stuff. So without trust becomes the major ingredient that holds you together. In fact, trust is an insurer. It insures the relationship. Trust is a solidifier. It solidifies your courage for your partner. In fact, there is a reason why the leader will say, no, I know my husband. No matter what you come and tell him or her, no, I know my partner. Because they have come to a point of trust in you that, no, you won't do that. No, I know him. I know her. Guess if he or she is not there with you. Any little stuff, they believe it. Any little rumor, they believe it. They'll give you attitude, they'll be moody. There will not be joy. You'll be drained, you'll be moody, you'll be anxiety, stress. In fact, trust, without it, there's no relationship.
Miss Suno, the lady in the letter says When she got pregnant, she didn't tell the husband because she was confused as to who really the father of the child was. Is it a justifiable reason?
I don't think so, because like I keep coming to the fact that, and like I like what you said about trust. And sometimes even not disclosing things, like you said, can also bring suspicion into the relationship. And trust is the glue that binds the relationship, whether I like it or not. And how do you build trust? It's about you have to divulge information, and so the person can know that even when they're not with you, like he said, and someone says, hey, Charlie, I saw this person. Like, no, I don't think so. But how does somebody get to know you if you don't, show the person? People are not mind readers. You need to let them know how you feel. People don't do that in relationships. They feel like, oh, no, I don't want to, rock the boat. If I say this, I'm going to hurt their feelings. But when you're with somebody, you're living with the person 24/7. The person sees everything about you. When you sleep, you fart. Can I say that? You fart, you wake up in the morning.
After 9 years.
Okay, you wake up in the morning and you're not smelling good. They smell every bad and good thing about you. So what else do you have to hide? And so even the things that you might think that, let me keep it from that person, that means you don't feel safe with that person you're with to be keeping things from them. So why are you with them? To make a decision to be with somebody like that, you have to be able to trust the person. The person has to earn your trust, and you also have to earn the person's trust. So whatever it is that happens, you should be able to tell them, no matter how difficult it is. And that's why I agree with him where he says, if you feel somebody has to come in to be there as a mediator, sort of, because you may not know how the other partner may react. He could get violent or whatever. So at least there should be somebody there. So that but it should come from her mouth. She has to be able to say, I messed up. I think she could have said it in the beginning, but of course, those things are a bit difficult. But to keep it, the more you keep it, the more you keep, covering it, then you'll be doing other things to cover it. You don't want lie, it leads to the other. You start covering, then now you blow up in your face. And people should also understand that people are not meant to be in your life forever, to be there to make you happy. Your happiness lies solely in your own hands, whether you are married or not. There'll be times your partner will not even understand what you're going through. They can't be there for you. That's why I talked about attachment and unreasonable expectations. You have to be able to look out for your own self in a relationship as well. Be independent mentally as well. Because we all came into this world alone. We are going to die alone. So people tend to be so committed to the institution rather than each other. Oh, I'm married to this person. You see, she said she's still holding on to the marriage. She's so afraid. So she's more focused on that rather than, knowing there's a problem. It's a huge problem. Because this kid, when it comes to genes and things like that, what if one day the kid is sick or something? Now the man will find out that child, maybe they say the father alone is the only one who can give blood. You go to the hospital. It doesn't match. And then what will you do? It's going to make things worse. So whether you like it or not,
now that you have the chance,
like he said, you have to tell the person.
That's why I think the trust equation is such that if I would have to find out before you apologize, if I have to find out before you tell me the whole story, very difficult. That is why you have to take the lead. So I tell you what, that no, come and tell me before I find out.
Exactly.
That
if
my confidence.
From somebody else.
So I could tell. Okay, so does it mean that if I hadn't find out,
you will never tell me?
Let me quiet.
So
that could reach the trust equation.
Him.
So some transparency, some courage, boldness is needed on her part.
Yeah. Tell the guy, leave it open. Let him tell him and let him make his own decision and be like, do I want to still be here?
Don't decide for him.
No, she has to tell him.
So in this instance, she's deciding for her husband.
Yes.
His reaction.
Yeah. But you can't do that. Because in a relationship, even little things can even mess up a relationship. Little things. And I always cite the most commonest example about the toothpaste thing. There are people who even have an aversion to things like maybe even certain types of food. So imagine if you're married to somebody who likes that kind of food that you have a phobia for. That can even break the relationship. So how much more a huge thing like that where there's a baby? You've broken the guy's trust, first of all. So definitely, no matter how you look at it, I mean, there's going to be cracks in the relationship. So she should just be prepared. But to me, I think the marriage is over, because when trust is broken, you use the rest of your life.
Even if she tells the truth?
Yes.
Oh, it's a possibility.
But either way,
oh, yes.
either way, she has to tell him. But know that
The marriage is likely to be
will
over.
never trust you. It takes a long time to build trust. He might say, "Oh, because we are still married, let's be together."
You know,
but
what if let's play this scenario? What if the man knows that he's unable to father a child, and he's also kept quiet?
People
all
do that,
these years,
yes, and
he was thinking, "Oh, maybe there was a miracle."
Yeah, you see. But as long as the kid is involved, at least for the kid's sake.
Now, talking about the child, Doc, how should they go about it? First off, the mother, because this is likely to affect him. He's 7, he's not too little. So he obviously will know everything happening around him. How do they go about it such that it doesn't affect the child now and the child's future?
In terms of people's growth, people mature. They what do you call it? They progress gradually towards self-actualization. Point where external things do not influence who they are, what they do, and that is the ultimate for everybody. You know, adults who are self-actualizing, they are peaceful, they are forgiving, they are loving. They can look at the enemy's face and say, "I forgive you." You know, it takes a lot of maturity and
to get to that point,
self-actualization, and it takes God at some point to be able to intervene in some of these things. And so, I think that the two of them would have to look beyond themselves and know that there is an innocent person involved who, through no fault of his, is around, and he is a product of some relationship. And regardless of what that relationship was, he's had a father. There was a biological father, and there is, a father who has been, biological father and a parent. Maybe let me use
who has fathered him since conception.
And so they would have to look beyond themselves and be able to have that discussion also, having in mind the impact of that on the child. So that they can seek help for the child. 2, this child growing up, one day will look for the father, regardless.
Should they then look for the father and tell him the truth? Or they should just concentrate on her husband?
So the two of them can have a relationship still, depending on how they go about it. The marriage, I believe that you can save the marriage. You can save the marriage, But the outcome of whatever situation or whatever decisions they take, they have to bear in mind that there is a child involved. And this child needs someone to take care of him. In addition to that, as this child grows, at some point, that child would know the truth about where he comes from, because those questions will come up. And when kids, get to find out things, they will look for.
It's very difficult to forgive.
Yes,
mentally.
and they will look for who the father is. I'm sure that guy doesn't even know that there was an outcome.
In the she said that
the father may not even know, but at some point the child is going to look for the father. So I think that whatever decisions the two of them are taking, they also have to bear in mind that there is a child.
Definitely.
And even if they decide not to live together, there should be someone that plays that fatherly role in the life of this child. And if there's an opportunity for this child to get reunited to his father on some level, it's going to help with the development of the child. Because maybe the guy doesn't know. Maybe now the guy is very, very responsible, and maybe he's even working somewhere. He's even very, very stable.
What if he's irresponsible?
So it means that decision.
You understand a lot of what ifs, what ifs.
Still the
what ifs. But you at least know. You need to know.
Let's
assume. I'm saying that once you're there, you're like, what if? There's no relative there until you find out. So instead of being like, what if, your mind is. And I talked about peace of mind. The lady's mind is all over the place. So to have some sort of sanity, she needs to find some kind of balance.
That's why it's good in this situation.
Put the marriage aside. That's
it's good that we have mediator, someone who is more mature to help.
And that person, I believe, that should be somebody that the young man reveres, respects, and honors. If somebody, the husband doesn't respect, revere, because not all of us really listen to people. There are people who can talk to you, sit down, you sit down. because of who they are, what they've done to you, somebody he reveres. So I keep saying that usually when you are a lady, you are marrying a man who is not accountable to anybody. So in this case, if there's a man or a figure, either a man or a woman, that this husband is accountable to, respect, honest, and fierce, I think he could be a good mediator. But not just like we said.
I think I'm not a neutral person who will not take sides. That's what I believe in.
Well,
in my case,
let me hold you on your thoughts. Take a few comments coming in from our viewers on the social media. Let's hear what some people have been saying. This one from Mavis Owusu says, when a woman cannot give birth, her husband is at free will to impregnate another woman or find a second wife. But when a man can't have children, the woman is advised to have patience. Now, it will be well. Do it to him. Don't tell him. Okay, Mavis, really? I'm sure it's coming out.
Yeah, I will. Come after you.
As Asai says, married woman, dear. What girls outing again? You see, we have access to everything, but not everything is permissible for a Christian. Pray to God for forgiveness and wisdom. Forgive yourself and tell your husband the truth. That I know, Gail subscribes to.
Yes.
That is Eresi Sedahi says, some secrets are best kept to ourselves, but they will surely come out one day. Either you tell him and be ready for the consequences, or keep it till he finds out. Remember, both actions comes with consequences. It's hard though, but you're going to sail through. That's Bernice. Ansela, okay, don't call Angelina. This man has been with you for 10 good years and with only one child. Probably you guys are still trying for another kid, but it's not coming. Do you know how this bad news will break him? Okay. So do you think she shouldn't tell him? Well, I don't know. I can't be the judge in this case. Ansela Ashley says, don't tell him, dear, if you want to keep your marriage. Dan Ritter says, this case is serious than an economic crisis. Pretty Bella, if you don't tell him and say one day there's an opportunity to travel and the child needs to have a DNA,
like I said,
Gail was saying, what will you do if there should be any health issues and the hospital conducts a genetic test? What will you do? Some things are hard to do. Okay, so
thank you.
We'll take a few more comments later.
I like the last person.
Yeah, I know that you subscribe to. But for others who say do not tell him, they're afraid of the outcome. What if eventually he finds out through unconventional means?
And it's very possible. What will happen? Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know the guy. I don't know how he reacts to things.
If that was your brother.
And someone did that to him, and I find out from who?
I mean, you found out from somewhere instead of maybe coming from the woman.
I would definitely have to bring the two of them together, and it has to come out. It has to come out. And I'm not being mean about it because
will you confront the woman if you were?
I never believe in confronting people because, like you said from the beginning, some of the things that we do, it could either stem from things we've seen or. Growing up, usually I believe that most of everything we do as adults have a link to our childhood. That's why every adult has still got a child in them. So, and because of what I've been doing for a very long time, people that I speak to, I've got to learn that I cannot just judge somebody for what they do when I'm not in their shoes. You see, she said she got drunk. Maybe it's not something she does. And for you know, she may not have been happy in the relationship, maybe not getting pregnant and everything. You know what it does to a woman in an African setting? So maybe she wanted to let her hair down, sort of, and then maybe she went overboard and it happened. So I'm not going to fault her for that. But as long as there's a kid involved, that's what I'm thinking about. So it has to come out. And like I keep insisting, there has to always be somebody there. You cannot tell someone this kind of news just by yourself. That I don't agree. I think that somebody has to be there. So like you said, if it's my brother, I find out by mistake, I'll still find a way and say, you know what, I need to talk to the two of you. And then let her, tell him. I won't confront her. I never do that. I'm so open-minded. I don't judge anybody. So then just maybe I may even speak to her and tell her what I found out or something. And I said, you need to tell him. You need to tell him, and then you bring them together, and then they can do what they can do after they talk. And it's up to
another
the
person
guy.
comment.
Yeah.
You know, alcohol really doesn't help. So.
Oh, that one,
Those who like drinking.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Those like drinking, be mindful. That is what has landed our sister in trouble. This is Life Tales. Keep enjoying your pecky moments. We'll be right back after this break.
It's good to try something new every day. It's good to stay strong together. It's good when you get the rest you need because your family has got you. It's good to share nutritious meals cooked with Fritol, a vitamin A fortified oil. Whatever goodness means to you, Fritol stands with you. Fritol, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert is FDA approved.
My name is Acrobatic. People call me Who Knows Tomorrow. I don't want to hide the good things from the good people of Ghana. So I'm moving from town to town on the AD Plus Keteke Road Show. And let me tell you about watching your favorite kid show, movies, telenovelas, sports, news, etc. and etc. in crystal clear, high definition picture.
This year, we know come to play. Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, Mr. Drew. And I'm going to show you how to pause and rewind live TV. And also program your HD Plus decoder to record shows when you're not home.
Middle car. HD Plus, it's a came. Charlie, bring your phone, make a download my HD Plus app on it for you, so you can watch TV on your phone with free data every month. It's the AD Plus Keteke Rock Show. It will be fun and day and night, music, drama. Don't mix it. Come there. Feel it.
Make I get my own. The name be HD Plus. I do how they get your own.
It's good to try something new every day. You need because your family has got you. It's good to share nutritious meals cooked with Fritol, a vitamin A fortified oil. Whatever goodness means to you, Fritol stands with you. Fritol, you deserve a life of goodness. This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back from the break. Okay, we're having our pecky moments, and so we're always caught off guard. But that's the beauty of it. Now, Peck is back again, bringing you the best as they always do. Your favorite Peck biscuit has been made more milky, more tasty with 2 extra biscuits in every packet. You see, Mr. Tuno agrees. For all your great moments, Peck has got you covered. Get your 16% extra promo pack in any shop near you for those pecky moments. Tonight I want to say a special happy birthday going out to a special someone coming from a special husband. Rejoice GHOne Amago. Happy birthday to you. It's coming from your husband and your kids. They say they love you so much. Your husband says he appreciates you. Thank you for staying with him through thick and thin. He loves and appreciates you. Coming from all of us here, we say happy birthday to you. Rejoice GHOne Amago. Let's take more comments coming in from you, our viewer. This one is from Efwadaze. She says, please keep it to yourself and ask for forgiveness of sins and confess to God and renew your vows. How will she ask for forgiveness when she's not confessed her sins? Even the Bible says, confess your sins. Mozohowe says, at times we forget God does his things in mysterious ways. Do you care asking him his reasons? For all you know, your husband has been suspicious of your reactions. Once you feel the guilt, there's nothing you can do perfect as you used to. Okay, unfortunately, the message is truncated. Okay. So your second thoughts will always sound right, but you need to let him know before he goes that ignorant nerves. How do you feel for your child? Have you thought of the child's stigmatization in the society? Eunice Soate says, sorry, my sister, this one, dear, you have to confess it to your husband. But Lydia post-pill is 10. Why didn't she buy? Okay. Please. Please. We're not here to judge anybody.
Exactly.
The deed has already been done.
Thank you.
So there is no need judging. We're only here to offer solutions. But how will this shake the very foundation of her marriage if she eventually divulges the information?
Like I said in the beginning, the possibility of a divorce is there. The possibility of for them to be dissolved. Like I keep saying, in this situation, even if there's a divorce, some will call it, we have dissolved it because there is a lawful impediment. In the scriptures, one of the major reasons for divorce is unfaithfulness. When you are unfaithful to your husband. The man has the right to just let you go. So in this case, the man could stand on that. So as for she being afraid, like I said, she was afraid that I may lose the marriage. It's possible. So she should face it. She cannot go. She's been going around this issue. You see, when you have a problem, you cannot go around it. You cannot go above it. You cannot go under it. You can only go through it. And when you go through with sincerity, with honesty, you grow. Some also just go through. They don't grow through. When she grows through this, it will be better. So 10 years, okay. I don't know how old she is. If she's 40 years, maybe God have given her 100 years to live. She has 60 more years ahead of her. It's better you disclose the issue now. Whatever should happen, should happen. Put pressure later. Now, the pressure is coming up. 10 years anniversary, the pressure should come up. If there's a divorce, there should be a divorce. If it will come back, let's come back. If there will be an amendment, let's make the amends. Obviously, there's going to be a shake-up. The man will be hurt. The man is going to be shaky. The man is going to be so bitter. It depends on what kind of a man he is, his maturity level, his understanding level, and then his level of love he has in his heart. I knew a story where a man left the country. When he came back, his friend got his wife impregnated. Now he said, well, I love my wife. The child you are carrying is somebody else's passenger. He waited for the woman to deliver. They took the child and sent to the man.
Wow.
And he took the wife back. Yeah. And I keep telling people that in the Bible, most of the great guys in the Bible were born out of wedlock. I am not justifying that. But David wasn't born from the regular mother. Jephthah wasn't born. Most of those great guys, the pregnancy may be unwanted, but the child is wanted. So obviously, a man of good understanding, good heart, kindness, understand that this lady didn't do it intentionally. There's a possibility, I agree with doctor, that it could be salvaged. It could be salvaged. But definitely, she being afraid that it may collapse, that fear is not legitimate. It can collapse, it may not collapse. The man being hurt, the man will be hurt. Emotionally, he will be drained. Like Doc said, initially when people first respond, it will become very emotional. We will be emotional. But after that, we give room to reason. Sense of reason. You want to conjecture, you want to think through the stuff. So obviously it will shake, but God can help them if they make the right choices and the right decisions.
Mr. No, your final word.
Wow. Like I said, she has to tell him, no matter how difficult it is, because like I said, the more you keep you keep it from him, the more it gets more serious, and the child is growing as well. So I think it's better that she finds somebody, a neutral person, and then let the guy know, and then leave him. Don't go and be like begging and crying. Oh, I want to be married, blah blah blah. Just let him know, and then leave him to deal with it. And then if he wants to talk or whatever, let him make an informed decision. Allow him, but tell him. You should tell him.
Doc, final word.
Yeah, I would want to say that there are various levels of mental health issues and interpersonal relationships and conflicts in marriage and all that. It's part of mental health. And so the same way when you have malaria, you go to the hospital for help. You may have to speak to a professional about this. So that they can help you through. And so if we see everything as a health issue, we should also see this as a major health issue that requires some kind of professional assistance. And usually when we seek help, I think things get better. It may not be totally better, but it may be better than if you are trying to solve it yourself.
Yeah, you can grow from it, like he said. Yeah.
And so I think that a professional help can also help.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Dr. Isaac Nimanatha is medical doctor and clinical psychologist. Miss Chuno is a lifestyle, relationship, sex, and motivational speaker. Maybe next time you should be on Duvet talking about sex.
I would love to be there.
And also Theophilus Jeffrey is a relationship and marriage counselor. My name is Lily Mohammed. I'm sure that we'll be able to touch on a few things that is even your problem, you the viewer watching us. Thank you very much, and special thanks to Peck for our Pecky moments always here on this show. Once again, special happy birthday going out to you. Rejoice J. Jom Amago. This is coming in from your husband and the entire family. They say they love and they appreciate you. My name is Lily Mohammed. Have a good night. I'll see you next Wednesday.